So we're going to go over Unit 2 Summative Assessment Percent Application. Number 1 through 3, it is asking us to write either a percent equation or percent proportion to solve each problem. So for number 1, it says if 75% of the budget is $1,800, what is the full budget? So that is asking for that is asking for the whole. So if I use the percent equation or percent proportion, I'm going to use the equation. Part equals percent times whole. I'm going to take out my key information. So 75% is going to be my percentage. I have to convert that to 75 hundredths. $1,800, that's going to be my part. So I'm going to plug that into my percent equation. 1,800 equals 75 hundredths times W. So again, I'm solving for my whole. So on both sides, I'm going to divide by 75 hundredths to get my W by itself. So when I plug that into my calculator, 1,800 divided by 75 hundredths, that gives me 2,400 equals the whole. So the whole total price is $2,400. Number 2, there are 160 seventh graders at school. 80% say pizza is their favorite food. How many students do not like pizza? Okay, so for this problem, how many do not like pizza? That is the key part of the information that we need. So 80% like pizza. So that means that 20% do not like pizza. That's the information that we need. We want to find 20%, not 80%. So there are 160 seventh graders at school. So the whole amount, is going to be 160. So if I use my percent equation, part equals percent times whole. I'm going to fill in the information that I do know. I know that I have 20%, which is going to be written as 20 hundredths, and I know the whole is 160. So I'm finding the part. Part equals 20 hundredths. My apologies. 20 hundredths times the whole of 160. So 20 hundredths times 160 gives me a part of 32. So how many students do not like pizza? 32 students. Okay. Number 3. There are 63 boys in 8th grade. 15 make a basketball team. What percent of boys make the team? All right, so there are 63 boys in 8th grade. 15 make the basketball team. What percent of boys make the team? Well, part equals percent times whole. This time I'm solving for the percentage. So my part, well, I know that there's 63 boys, but that's the total. And there's 15 that make the team. Okay, that's going to be your part. So 15 equals percent times 63, which is my whole. I want to get my n variable by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by 63. 15 divided by 63 gives me 0.238095238. Well, let's just go to the nearest percent. So if I multiply this number by 100, that's going to give me 23.8%, or rounding to the nearest whole, that gives me the percent of 24. For questions 4 through 7, read each problem, then solve each problem for the new amount. Show your work. So for number 4, a pair of shoes sells for $95. If you have a 30% off coupon, how much will you save? And what will be the new price of the shoes? Okay, so we know that it costs $95 for the whole price. 30% off is the coupon. So we've got to solve for the part. So part equals the percent times the whole. So we're going to do 30 hundredths times 95. Again, when you have the percent, it has to be written as a decimal if you're using the percent equation. So 30 hundredths times 95. The part is 28.5. 28 and 5/10. So since we're dealing with money, we want to add in a zero to make it into a penny. So $28.50. So how much will you save? You're going to save $28.50. All right, next part of it says, what will the new price of the shoes be? Or what's the new price of the shoes? We're going to take the $95. Let me label this. I'm going to take the $95 and subtract $28.50 from it. This gives me the new price of $66.50. So if you have a 50% off, if you have a 30% off coupon and the shoes originally are $95, in the end you're paying $66.50. Number 5, the Woods went out to eat. If their bill was $58.65 and they gave the server a 15% tip, how much did they pay altogether? If needed, round your answer to the nearest cent. Okay, so their bill was $58.65. We know that there's going to be a 15% tip. How much did they pay altogether? So we want to figure out the total. First, we need to figure out the tip, and then we need to figure out the total. Okay, so 58.65 is going to be our whole. Then our percent is 15%. So I'm going to convert that to 15 hundredths. So part equals the percent times the whole. Part equals 15 hundredths times 58.65. So I'm going to take 15 hundredths times 58.65. And that gives me $8, or hold on, before I get to that part, writing down what it says in my calculator, it's going to be 8.7975. So rounding that to the nearest penny, well, that's going to be that 9. The 7 bumps up the 9, so it's going to become $8.80 for my tip. So how much did they pay altogether? Well, $8.80 was just the tip, so we want to take our bill amount of $58.65 and add the additional $8.80. So 58.65 plus 8.80 gives us the total of $67.45. So that's how much the Woods are going to spend on their meal. Number 6, Mr. Tooth went on a shopping trip and spent $260.25. If Mr. Tooth had a coupon for 20% off and sales tax was 9.5%, what is the total of his purchases? If needed, round your answer to the nearest cent. So he went on a shopping trip and spent $260.25. Well, a total, that's going to be my whole. If Mr. Tooth had a coupon for 20% off, all right, so that's taking off 20%, because that's my coupon. And sales tax was 9.5%. So you're actually adding 9.5%. That's tax. What is the total of his purchases? Well, as we've been doing in class, first you have to find the discount. So you got to take the coupon. So part equals percent times whole. For this one, I'm going to label this as coupon. So part equals the percent of 20% times the whole of $260.25. Getting that calculation. The part is $52.05. So that's how much you take, or I'm sorry, that's how much the coupon is going to give you. So now I'm going to find the discount, meaning I'm going to take $260.25 and I'm going to take away $52.05. This is going to give me $208.20. So that's the discount. That's when you take off the coupon value. But we're still not done. We have to go back in and we have to figure out the tax. So I'm going to take $208.20 and I'm going to multiply that. I'm going to find the tax of $208.20 given that the tax is 9.5%. So I'm going to rewrite this. To where I have my part equals my percent times my whole. So my part equals 0.95 thousandths times 208.20. That is going to give me 19.78 when you round to the nearest cent. So $19.78. That is what you're going to have to add for your total. So if you have $208.20 and you add 1978, that gives you the total of $227.98. Number 7. Tara bought a new iPad for $499. If the sales tax is 8.75% and she received 18% discount for being a student, what is the total of her purchases? And as before, if you need to, round to the nearest cent. All right, so the whole price for the iPad is $499. Tax is going to be 8.75%. And then the discount is 18%. So the tax is where we're going to add it, and the discount is where we're going to subtract it. So first we need to find the discount, because you don't want to get taxed on money that you aren't spending. All right, so part equals the percent times the whole. This one is going to be finding the discount. Okay, so part equals 1800 times the whole of 499. So you take 1800 times 499 gives you $89.82. So I'm going to take $499 and I'm going to take off $89.82. My new total is $409.18. This is where we add the tax. So part equals percent times whole. We got to find what the tax is. 0.0 0.00875 times 409 and 1800. The part is going to be 3580. So to find the total, I need to take the $409.18 and add in the tax of $35.80. This leaves me with a total of $444.98. So Tara is going to be spending $444.98 for the iPad. Number 8 and 9, the directions say find the percent of change, round your answer to the nearest whole percent. So Rachel paid $10 for a pair of pants that normally cost $16. All right. She paid $10 and the original or normal cost is $16. So this means that this is a decrease because the new amount is $10 and the original amount is 16. So I'm going to take 16 minus 10 and I'm going to divide it by the original amount of 16. Well, this gives me 6 divided by 16. You can reduce that down to 3/8, or in your calculator, you could do 6 divided by 16. That gives you 0.375. So you multiply that by 100 to find the percentage. So that's a 37.5% decrease. Number 9, Miguel paid $54 for a new pair of shoes. That cost the store $22.50. Well, Miguel paid $54. The store paid $22.50. That's the original price for the store. So again, the store paid $22.50, but Miguel paid $54. So this is going to be an increase. So this is what we would call a markup. So I'm going to take 54 and find the difference of 54 and 22.50, and I'm dividing it by the original amount of 22.50. So that becomes 31.50 divided by 22.50. That's 1.4. Multiply that by 100 to get the percentage. That is a 140% increase. All right, in questions 10 and 11, find the missing value using the formula I equals PRT. I equals the interest earned, P is the principal, the starting value amount, R is the interest rate, and T is time in years. Number 10. Henry bought a $1,500 certificate of deposit. At the end of 6 months, he receives $105 in simple interest. What is the simple interest rate of the certificate? Round your answer to the nearest percent. I'm using the equation I equals PRT. As we did in class, I'm going to define each part. I, P, R, and T. Well, Henry bought a $1,500 certificate of deposit. That is my principal. That's my starting amount, my P value. At the end of 6 months, Well, 6 months is the time, but it has to be in years. So I do 6 divided by 12, which is written as 1/2, or you could write it as 5/10. You received $105 in simple interest. Well, that's my interest. 105. And then it says, what's the simple interest rate? Well, I'll keep that as R. I don't know. I don't know which value is for R. So I'm going to plug it back into my equation. I equals PRT. So 105 equals 1,500 times R times 5/10. So I'm going to rearrange the right side. That is the commutative property of multiplication that's allowed. And I'm going to multiply 1,500 times 5/10. That's the same thing as saying 1,500 divided by 2, which is going to give you the answer of 750 times R. I'm going to divide both sides by 750 to get my value of R by itself. 0 and 1400 equals R, so R equals 0 and 1400. Well, I have to multiply that by 100 to get my percentage. So the interest rate is 14%. All right, number 11. The principal is $1,000. The rate is 5.5%. Time is in years, so we're solving for the interest. So we're using the equation I equals PRT, and they actually have defined each part for us. But we're going to write it down regardless. The principal is $1,000. The rate is 5.5%, which I'm going to convert that to a decimal. Time is 5, meaning 5 years. And I, well, we don't know what the I is. That's what we need to solve for. So I equals 1,000 times 0 and 55 thousandths times 5. So the interest earned at 5.5% over 5 years is going to be $275. All right, great job.